Feature Friday.
The freshest.
So in our previous Pakistani podcast, we discovered Abdullah Siddiqui. Apologies if I'm mispronouncing his name, but I didn't know that in the season 14, you guys have been sending through that he did a collaboration with Atif Aslam.
I mean, big names, huh?
It's called Go. Let's give it a watch and let's try and see what we can dissect and add some value to it, hopefully.
Okay.
Coke Studio, Season 14.
It's quite a lengthy piece, so let's listen to the first half.
Ooh, wow, what the? Looks like neurons. What is the universe?
That's sick. Whoa. Go.
Okay, no. What on the earth was that beautiful intro?
That's a much more...
Cinematic.
Yeah, it's a much more sort of cinematic approach to things. I mean, you can certainly tell the evolution of Coke Studios, not only through cinematography, but also sound. Let's continue.
Yeah. Oh, I love that jacket.
I know what that instrument is called.
Blue smile,
Oh yeah, because it's all poppy, isn't it?
you could say a single word, and it can make my vision blur. I'm all nerve ends, all
That's a hit.
no sense, like to get my feelings hurt. Sentimental amateur. Hard supplication.
Atif.
You know, just thinking out here, because we just, I did a little research on the Grammys. We were doing some research for the Grammys, like, Monday.
Yes. It was
and
the first ever, I think it was Pakistani singer it was an artist who won from Pakistan, who won the first Grammy.
That's right.
I can't remember their name.
But I was doing some research on like the categories that won and who was nominated and stuff. And for pop, there's this group called Glass Animals.
Yes.
Their sound, it's very similar to what Abdullah is doing here at the beginning. It's like beady and disjointed and a little bit, yes, and very like pops of color, right? And I think that would be one hell of a collaboration. That would be so cool.
I think this is definitely one of those songs that has such a streamable potential because it is sort of so trendy, similar to, so that same cadence that like Charlie has, Charlie Puth, the guy with the perfect pitch.
and Dua Lipa and
yeah,
like
this
that
is that
type of
sort
like
of trendy sound that's going on at the moment, so
it's really cool. That's so cool, man.
we got the same kit.
Ooh! That is so cool.
From the get-go,
That's clever lyricism.
Can I just say, the TDK, I think that the model I've got is the TDK2 or whatever.
You're talking about the drums.
The drums, the Roland ones. It's the
Yes.
same one as that one. If anyone knows, I mean, I guess I could just check and stand up. But it's okay. I'm not going to do that. I'm sure someone in the comments will. It's one of the most underrated kits, I feel. It's so affordable. It's so good. You get real sound. The problem is obviously mixing it outwards. You kind of have to know what you're doing. But it's a good kit. It's a good electronic kit. Also, you definitely do have the feeling with Abdullah that his objective is to create the most replayable sound. And then the influence of Atif in the song is the fact that it actually, as a matter of fact, I think it's actually somewhat of an unfair comparison to sort of the same sounds or references as like Charlie and Dua Lipa, because I think the problem with Charlie and Dua Lipa is that sometimes they lack the capability of introducing somewhat folklore, traditional sounds, and uniqueness, anomalies into the track. And this is something that if Abdullah is going to become one of those number one hits or number one artists in the world, that's the one thing that I I think would make him super unique, and no one else will be able to do what Abdullah does, because no one's going to be able to introduce Pakistani instrumentalizations, you know, the sarangi, the sitar, and all these different sounds and anomalies that are only available in Southeast Asia. So that's kind of the highlight of everything, even though it is a much more sort of pop song.
Even you can see it even reflected in the lyricism itself, because you have it's such a clever combination of both languages. So you have such an easy sing-along approach to the English part of the chorus, and then you introduce the Pakistani sounds and the language itself, and it works so brilliantly melodic together. And
I thought I had a picture of all the instruments.
and that takes a lot of like brain power to make anyone that works with several languages in one song. It takes one hell of like a brain power, right? So
that's
this
that
is awesome.
uniqueness, that sort of anomaly factor.
Yeah.
बात सुनहरी पूछे दिल से बात ये गहरी ख्वाहिशों के दर पे बैठा आसरों का बोझ किसे था पास ये हवा जो बहकती जाने सब
This man is so versatile.
Oh, I love that bloody instrument, tabla.
सांस ले खुद ही से न डर तू I'm a single but I'm in my mind I don't need you telling me that I'm starry-eyed.
Okay, dog.
Nice tempo.
I don't wanna shut down just to feel safe. I'm pathetic, so frenetically romanticizing. But there's just something so poetic in the clutter. You can't run me down.
Yes, I love his.
You can't run me down. Cause I never take it slow.
This is a hit.
What?
Knew it from the
Get-go. That is so cool.
He's so weird looking,
That is
right?
so cool. Yeah.
It's beautiful, dude.
Like the sun on my skin.
Yeah, we'll go back to that. It's also, you know, essentially what this sort of collaborations mean, and this what the Coke Studio has sort of done in season 14. I think they've really made it their objective to create an environment in which you can truly picture the meeting of different eras and different musical timelines into one's musical space. It's as if universes and different worlds were colliding.
Yeah.
I think they've done a really good job of sort of being able to materialize that, but also make it into a physical composition, and you can see both, you know, the old, the new, the modern, the orthodox, the unorthodox, the classical.
And you can and the thing about this, what Coke Studio has done the best, I find, especially in Pakistan, is the value of each generation, like cohesively working together in such a harmonious space in so many different genres.
Well, I think all other Coke
it's
Studios
fantastic.
have something to learn from Pakistanis,
Well, yeah.
from Pakistan's Coke Studios. In case you didn't know, Coke Studio isn't just in Pakistan. There's in the Philippines, there is in the UAE, there's obviously one in India.
In Bangladesh.
That's Algeria.
Oh yeah.
So that's everywhere. We do want to do a Coke Studio special part 2 as a podcast. So if you haven't seen that podcast, I would highly encourage you to do so, because it's really interesting to see the different styles and different visions that each Coke Studio from different parts of the world has.
Yeah.
Like the sun on my skin. Let the heat sink in. Patterns in my delicate scars. Feel it in my sunburned heart.
I love his lyricism.
While I revel in pain, bleeding, and the burns like pain. Patterns in my delicate scars.
I have no idea what sound that thing is making. That sunburned heart.
I like this guy so much.
Patterns in my delicate scars.
Well done, well done. Well done. So we'll listen to that whole section again. The reason why I'm saying well done, and I think Ballet is also probably I mean, I'd let you say whatever you're gonna say. But I think the reason why that bit is so impressive is because it's sort of the best example of it, and I've said it before. Is musical seduction, or it was seduction in itself, or well, I guess I couldn't even say that word in YouTube. It's like prior. It's like building up tension. It's building up attraction. It's building up the expected, but then taking you left when you thought it was going right. The unexpected.
I would say it's like the courtship.
That's right.
Yeah, it's
That's
like
the word.
courtship before a
The
relationship.
flirting.
Yeah, so it's not even flirting, because courting, it's more
Teasing.
like it's like building up to the flirt.
Right.
Building up to like that because it comes from the olden days, right? It's like olden manners. So it's more like the build up to the getting close, where you're comfortable enough to flirt. So yeah, it's that.
So then get naked though.
Yeah, so in this particular analogy, it would be the working up the valor.
That's
you know,
right.
so that's really cool.
And essentially, what that section does represent is you thought it was leading you to a climax. Psych. It's like pleasurable torture because you know it's coming, but
you
it
don't
hasn't
know-
come yet.
Yeah, and you don't know how
Yeah.
it will be satisfying to
That's
you
right.
either. Yeah.
Fantastic.
There's no promises, yet you still linger. You know, it's fantastic.
Pull
It's
that
really
whole
well
section
done.
back, please. I think a lot of people would love to hear that again.
Absolutely. I mean, I know I would. Also, listen to the layer of the violin. You see that? The string section is gorgeous. High reverb.
I love this man. I love his demeanor, Abdullah.
Yeah, me too.
Again, more pleasurable torture, leading you more.
What a climax!
Love it.
Beautiful harmonies. I love the cello inclusion here.
It's also so thought-provoking because
You couldn't have done a better job of that. Like, there was no other way of making that work. You know? It's crazy. You have this complete fascination, to at least a fascination that it ignited in me. The vocals were introduced in a very pop forward manner right at the beginning, though. So when the song starts progressing, they become more light. They become even the way that they're equalized is a higher reverb. It has like a delay, and you have this whole atmospheric building towards that climax. And then when the last bit comes, and you're right at the end of the song, you feel like you were literally traveling through space.
I was just looking through. So
fantastic.
a lot of you guys sort of send us DMs and emails and stuff like that, with lovely information. So I found the pictures you guys sent just in case, because the email actually said, in case you forget of all the instruments, here's a picture and stuff. So it's what I thought was quite thought provoking is because you do have the inclusion of the cello, the violin, right, the string section in a much more traditional Western sense. I guess you can utilize that sentence there appropriately. But then you obviously have the inclusion of the sarangi, right? Which is essentially, it's like a...
And other strings.
Yeah, it's like a much more complicated... It's like, perhaps the sarangi could do everything the string sections can do just in one instrument. It's really weird.
And with a brighter sound too,
Right.
yeah?
And you took away sort of like an acoustic guitar or a guitar and you introduced the sitar, right?
Yes.
Which is very commonly used in sort of Southeast Asia. But they both prevailed. So the only what you would have expected is you put the sitar in, you take away the acoustic guitar.
Yes.
You put a sarangi in, and you take away a cello.
Yes.
Right. But in here, because
Or a violin.
Or a violin, yeah.
It pitch like it would.
Exactly, because their pitches, timbre, frequency, and sort of textures were similar. But what they've done really well is that if you listen really closely, you can listen to both in two different channels. Instead, like in a motorway, instead of sort of everyone one behind each other.
Yes.
Everyone's in different lines and different sort of lanes, and you can really distinguish both. So well done to everyone involved in that, because bloody hell. I do have to say, if there's anything else you'd like us to check out, please let us know. Do tune in as well. We do live stream every Friday between 12 to 4 p.m. So
UK time.
UK time, yes. So everything's live streamed. We get a chance to actually speak to you guys and play some of your requests live in a moment.
It's really fun.
So tune in to Future Friday Station on Friday, and also to the podcast where we'll be checking out classical Indian music.
That's right. Goodbye, you guys.